Yes, people, it's that time again. It's GunSlingerz. We're going to ask, as Aubameyang is stripped of the captaincy, who takes his place? People, apologies, it's like technical there. But listen, wicked. We've got a wicked five-a-side team here. In goal, we have James Rams. How you doing, sir? You good?
Yeah, man, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been a hectic day, but we're gonna dive straight into this one. And then we got Nigel Englishman. What's happening, bro? What's good? What's good? I think you might be on mute, bro.
I said, oh yeah, now we are ready. We are very ready.
You're ready now. You're ready now. You're ready now.
Small.
Back again is Gunner Lex. What's happening, Gunner Lex?
Yes, man. Good to be back, boy.
We're fresh from Dubai.
Today. Hey.
And the man, the TikTok legend, that is Gunner King. What's happening, bro? What's good, bro?
What's going on? What's going on, my people? For those that are watching on my TikTok live, the YouTube links in my bio, head over there, get in the comment section. We're about to get into it about what's going on with Aubameyang. And I can't wait.
Listen, obviously, this is very, very divisive, and I'm not sure how this is gonna get, but I know we have some strong personalities here on this panel. So, you know what? Let's just dive straight into this, man. Obviously, today, as you're aware, Aubameyang's been stripped of the captaincy of the Arsenal. Now, the thing is, now who? Well, I'm going to ask first and foremost: do we actually agree or disagree that it was the right thing to do? And the thing is, for the good of the squad, and with such a the time of the season that we're going into, because the Christmas is always a huge shakedown in terms of what happens in everyone's jostling positions for at this time of the year. Was it well timed? Should it have happened? Who do we actually turn to? But first and foremost, I want to ask you: did Arteta make the right call? I'm gonna come straight to you, James, bro.
Yeah, man, 100%. I have very strong opinion on it, and I think no matter what you think of Arteta, I'm sick and tired of people disrespecting the armband at this club. I've wanted a while for someone to put someone in their place. I don't care who you are, what type of player you are. If you're Lionel Messi, for example, I don't care. You play for Arsenal Football Club, you play for the club, and to disrespect the club, not just once, but on a few occasions, it's unacceptable, and I think he's made the right decision. It now poses a question as who do we get? But for me, it was the right decision to remove the armband from him.
I'm going to ask you a question right? I'm going to come back to this, right? When you talk about disrespecting the club and everything, etc., and not put the armband on again, I'm going to give you one player. You could kind of say yes or no, he disrespected the shirt. I don't know if you all remember when Patrick Vieira was captain, there was this time when he was going through a few sendings off. And there's one particular time at Highbury, he got sent off and he threw the shirt on the floor and just walked off. Do any of you guys remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
Did he or did he not disrespect the shirt? And did he remain as captain? And then come in really as probably one of the best ever captains that we've had. But at that time, did he not do the same thing as what Xhaka did? Was it?
The-
Did he do
The
anything
armband and the
worse?
shirt are two different things.
Thank you.
Whoa! It's the badge. It's the badge.
Yeah, but
No,
Listen,
no,
man,
look.
listen,
Forever.
listen.
The
Let me finish
armband
the
is the
question.
symbol of
Let me
leadership.
finish the question. Let me finish the
Symbol of
question.
leadership,
finish the
man.
question.
It's
Let me
Right, let me
finish.
finish the
Let me
question. Let me finish the question, right? Because at the end of the day, he disrespected, I feel, at that particular time, he disrespected the club. Now, Aubameyang has disrespected. Was it what Aubameyang has done now? Yeah. Was it worse or
Listen, if we're
not as
comparing,
bad as what Vieira did?
if we're comparing the professionalism of Vieira and Oba, I mean, it's chalk and absolute cheese. Yeah, like I'm not here saying that. Look, I got a temper.
In hindsight,
I got a
but at
temper.
the time,
I get angry.
that was messed up.
You know, like we all have moments. We lash out. Yeah, it's how you react to them. Yeah, and quite frankly, yeah, with Aubameyang, right? There, I like his character. I'm always going to remember what he's done for the club with the goals and everything, right? Vieira, right, was serious.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not
Before
comparing
the
them
social
as the
media
captain.
age, yeah. It was before the social media age, right? Yeah. But that guy bled Arsenal, yeah. To like in a way that I can only dream Aubameyang would.
Was he not disrespecting?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. There's your answer. Yeah. But if to elaborate on the answer further, right? You're taking a shirt off, you're throwing it on the ground. Fair enough, it's got the badge on, right? You're frustrated, yeah. But the armband is the symbol of leadership. You are like the shirt. 11 players wear the shirt. The other 10 on the bench, they wear the shirt.
One man wears the armband.
One man wears the armband, yeah.
And
that is symbolic of that man being a leader, the leader of that team on the pitch.
I don't even
Yeah, so the shirt and the armband are not synonymous. Yeah, they symbolize different things. Obviously, the shirt symbolizes the club. Yeah, but the armband symbolizes that you are the leader of those men. Yeah, like, and to take it in front of the crowd, yeah, in front of a stadium full of 60,000 people with millions watching on the TV, to take the armband and to throw that on the floor, I'm sorry, it is not the same thing. It's not the same thing to me. I don't know if
I have to agree with that.
That's just
I mean,
and also with Vieira, I'm sorry, Vieira's got.
Listen, I'm posing the question. I'm asking you guys the question. Don't shoot me. Listen, as we know in hindsight now, and we can look at in the end what Vieira has done for the club. You know, so obviously it's like Wenger is a great manager as such. He went on to be one of the best captains we've ever had as a club. However, you can't disagree. It's like, you know, he's disrespected the club in a way which, you know, would call captaincy into question. In the same way that Aubameyang has done that.
It's definitely not in the same way, bro.
And how old was Vieira when he did that? And how old is Aubameyang when he's done this? Or how old was Xhaka when he did the
you don't even need to even go as far as that.
You know
you
what
don't
I'm
need to go that far, bro. Like what you said for me, that's enough. Like the one person wears the armband, bro. One person wears the armband. Like, and the difference between, if we're gonna talk about the difference between Abraham and Vieira, right? Vieira never went hiding, no matter what. Like, do you know what I'm saying? And then the difference between Vieira and Xhaka is Vieira wasn't a fake hard man. He was about that life. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm all in here for my boys, and I'm backing beef. When the chips are down, I'm here to back beef. I'm here to ride for my guys. Xhaka's hiding. Players like Aubameyang and Xhaka are hiding in those situations. So Vieira's credit in the bank is like, I think, like 10 times higher than these lot. And when he'd done that, he'd already been a double winning.
Well, at the time, he didn't have that much credit in the bank at that time.
No, he did.
Can I just ask
He already won the double with Arsenal.
Sorry, so I just cut you off there. Can I just ask one question? Would Vieira turn up late to a North London derby?
Never.
Would it?
We don't know.
North London derby.
We don't know if any of them players did. We don't know.
A home one.
We don't know.
Oh
my God.
Okay, wait. Okay, you know what we should do? We're getting so sidetracked to what ABBA has done in it. So let's deal with ABBA in it, because
listen, I'm devil's advocate here. I'm devil's advocate.
Vieira,
that's all I'm being. I'm just causing you guys to have this debate.
There's some things even the devil wouldn't advocate. If you are an Arsenal player and you're the captain, and you turn up late, for a North London derby at home,
Never.
That's beyond the devil's machinations, man. Come on, man.
Okay, you see the thing. You see the Aubameyang thing, yeah? You see ABBA, yeah. The reason why the whole ABBA situation is messed up is because let me break it down. First of all, you do this in the North London derby last season. You still are able to keep the captain's armband. Okay, you come into this season, like, let's say he's off form, which can happen to anyone. But on top of that, he's off form. Then he's been benched, and rather than like go harder in training or try and not let outside things distract him, he's taken time off, which I mean, people need some time off from time to time, no matter whatever it is. So he's taken that time off, but the club said, okay, we're going to give you the time off, even though you're underperforming as our captain, we're going to give you the time off, but these are the rules. Like, okay, cool. So before you report back, you're doing up tattoo, Instagram, social media, and it's not like, for me, if I'm a player out of form, and on leave, I'm not trying to be in the spotlight like that in the first place. Now, on top of being in the spotlight and you're not even on form and being the club captain and being given permission to go on leave, you then come back late. Like, come on, man. It's too many things in one, bro. Like,
why?
Stop them. It's too many things in one, bro. Like, he's not helping himself in that situation. I tell you what, if ABBA was banging in goals right now, that tattoo, people are not even thinking about that tattoo thing.
Oh, that'd be forgotten.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? But all those things individually, they're minor things, but all those things collectively is too much right now. Yeah, it's too much right now. And he's in decline as a player.
I think everybody's being reactionary, maybe, but maybe people are being reactionary simply because he is so out of form. Because if he was smashing it and being informed, do you think we'll be going off the way we did, or where we are? I should say. Sorry.
Look, even if he was in form, I think the repute would still be there. There would still be the question because of what he did with the North London derby.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying. So
it would be there. So, would be there. But if he's banged in Salah number goals. Listen, are you lot still going to be sitting here saying nah? And
I'll say why. Let me explain why. Let me just have this quick. Yeah. What we got to remember: our squad is a young squad. Yeah. So it's not like there's a squad. Yeah, where there's leaders everywhere. Yeah. Let me finish, Canners. Yeah. Like it's not like there's leaders everywhere. It's not like there's leaders everywhere. It's literally a bunch of kids. Yeah. The kids that need a good example. They need the right example. Yeah. So we more than ever need what senior players we've got in our squad, not just pulling their weight on the pitch, which they're not, but providing a good example for those youngsters, because you don't want them looking at that behavior and thinking that could be me. We don't want that. We don't want that with these young players. That's the worst thing you can have with young players, yeah, is the wrong example being set for them, yeah? So for the sake of one player, yeah, you can't forego the needs, yeah, of the rest of the squad, which is young. True. You can't do that. You just can't.
He's the example, and unfortunately for ABBA, he's been out of form for over a year. Let's be honest. He's had little purple patches, but he's been out of form for over a year.
I agree.
Last season and like what this has done is everyone that was questioning him to not be captain in the first place. Before this incident, it's given them even more of a voice, this situation. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we've been saying on this show for a while that ABBA shouldn't have even been captain in the first place. But something like this just makes it sound louder and louder and louder.
It goes back to the whole premise of this club giving the captaincy to the best player, and I hate that we do that. We give the captaincy to the best player in the team, and it's not the right profile for the badge and the band. You know what I mean? It's just guys. But no, I don't know. It's just we heard rumors of this when he was at Dortmund about how he was throwing like a fit, wanting to get out when we bought him, but then he came in and he was squeaky clean for a couple of years, and there was no issues. But it's since that Tottenham game, and it's just, as you guys have said, it's been small thing after small thing after small thing. And yes, maybe we didn't pay too much attention to it because he was scoring goals, he was getting a golden boot, he won us the FA Cup. That's great, but when you combine that now with how he is and how his on-pitch performance and his on-pitch performance highlight it now, I think it's just blown up in his face. And for me, I've been a massive critic of Pepe, and I've been a massive critic of Aubameyang over like the past 2 months. So I think it's the right decision that he's been dropped, and I'll stand by it. And I don't know, it'll be interesting to see who we bring in as the captain, because there are leaders there. It just depends on if he gets it right. And I'm going to say this now. I know I don't hate Granit Xhaka. I don't love Granit Xhaka. I'm not for him getting the captaincy. I don't want him anywhere near it.
Okay, on that point, real quick, I don't know if you guys watched the Sky Sports interview with Arteta when he was talking about the situation. I don't know if you guys watched the whole thing. I just finished watching it, and he said something very scary in that state. I don't know if you caught it. They asked him who's going to be.
You only gave 2 names.
Yeah, he said Xhaka and Laka, like the leadership score already.
No, look, I think
we're going to go with that leadership score. He said that we're going to continue with that leadership core. He said, so I was like,
I think nervous
about that.
He loves Xhaka. Arteta loves Xhaka. He's the sort of man that probably in training, tell him what to do. He would do it twice. You do it again, and that's the sort of people that he loves. It's like when he was talking about Nketiah as well. I thought that was a statement putting Nketiah on before Aubameyang, and I think that's when it was like 1-1. But at the same time, I'm not too happy with Arsenal, because I think overall it could have been dealt better. At the same time, I know we're talking a lot about Aubameyang. I'm not trying to give him excuses, but I thought that he could have probably dealt a little bit better, a little bit more private, under wraps. Because I don't know if anyone's seen Arsenal's statement, but they were very blunt and just pretty much said he's not in the team tomorrow.
Arsenal don't normally do things like that. We never ever heard of anything going on toward with Arsenal players when Wenger was involved. He shielded them. If you look at this, let's have a look at this. Just this comment here from Canon FC. How you doing? Obe was given the armband. He didn't embrace it, and that's down to his personality. He just was never the right man for the job. This all falls on the club.
Right, it does. I just wanted to let me just
the only caveat to that
very quickly. Can I just tackle?
No, so the only thing I say to caveat to that is that
at the same time, like it addresses
the only thing I say. The only caveat to that is that I think the captaincy was thrust upon Aubameyang at that particular point in time when he was given it, because it was like, who else can do it? That's the only. Right. King, address your point, and then we can come back to this.
Right. So what Lex said about the privacy thing, right? What we need to understand about the club, is when we're doing well, it's the players, Everyone's been like, oh, these new players that we brought in are excellent, The moment we lose to Liverpool, United, and Everton, it's Arteta's fault, Everything is falling on him, The pressure that guy's under, when you can see what he's doing or what he's trying to do. You look at the Southampton first goal the other day. People keep asking me, what is Arsenal's style of play? What's that goal? You see it, but
that was it.
You need better players to execute, on that, and that's a work in progress, But situations like this, if he's not picking up Oba because of the disciplinary situation, then that becomes an angle with which he's scrutinized more. So I don't think it was possible to deal with it privately, because everyone would have been like, why is Oba on the bench? And if we had gone and lost the game with Oba on the bench, it would have been like, come on, man. And he didn't even pick our best striker. For me, that's one reason why it had to become public. And the other reason is, again, going back to what I just said about the youngsters and setting the example and setting the precedent, that's another reason why it had to be public. Now, it might, in the short term...
Wenger never did it public.
But the thing is, the reality is, listen, the reality is Arteta isn't Wenger, yeah? And the reality is, the age that Wenger managed in isn't this age, yeah? It's not the social media age. It's not, the state of reporting, yeah? Obviously, you still had, reporters doing reporter things back then, yeah? But it's not to the level of scrutiny that you see reporting take place now, yeah? So it's not as simple as saying, well, Wenger didn't do it that way.
What, because don't you think it could have been dealt a little bit better? Because at the moment, it's almost
I think
kind of...
they dealt with it perfectly.
Would you have appreciated that as a player?
Back to it.
Yeah, as a player, would you appreciate that?
What's that?
Listen, I'm not here to be appreciated.
Okay, wait. This is what I would say on that.
If I'm taking the piss, though. If
this is what I'll say.
Why do we need to care about appreciating someone who can't turn up to training a year after he's the captain and was late for the most important fixture in Arsenal's calendar? What I'm supposed to appreciate.
The biggest part of what Gunner's saying is that he's not just any man, he's the captain. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you need to be held to a higher standard than the rest of the team, bro. You have to. That's just the way it goes. If it was someone that was just a squad player, then no one even really wants to hear that. But it was the captain. You're the guy. But I will say, deep down, Arteta's not blameless in this whole Aubameyang situation for me, innit? And what I'll say about that is, what I mean is, what I would say is, if you're convincing me to stay at the club, yeah, you're telling me I'm gonna be on 300 racks. I'm your club captain. Like, surely you're gonna create a system that plays to that guy that you've convinced to come here and create a legacy and stay here and create a legacy. And I don't think ever since he signed the contract, I don't believe Arteta has played the system that works for ABBA or signed the players to kind of complement ABBA. Someone who he told you have a chance of creating a legacy at Arsenal. So that's why if he'd created something like that, I don't think he wouldn't be here. And number two, if after the FA Cup win, he should have refreshed everything. Okay, that season ended now. Refresh. Let me pick my captain, because he didn't actually pick ABBA. I think it was what didn't Emery pick him?
No. Arteta.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, who Emery picked him after Xhaka threw the arm.
You're right.
So he had a fresh slate to pick a new captain or change the team style to suit ABBA, because he's our best player and we're not playing to his strengths.
Arteta
so that's why we're here now.
The season, though, isn't it? Yeah, I guess it's a bit. Arteta came through halfway through the season, so to drop Aubameyang all of a sudden and come in as a new man. That would be a bigger statement than probably now.
And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, look, at the end of the season, we'd won the FA Cup. Yeah. ABBA was in negotiations for his contract, whether he was going to stay. If Arteta knew he was not going to play to that guy's strengths, why would you go bend over backwards to keep him at the club? Sell him then, innit?
No, I think hindsight's a wonderful thing. I think he felt
to his strengths. Then
I think he felt like there was a way that it might be possible. And look, Arteta's not the first manager that is going to take a risk on thinking that a player can fit a system and it not working out, and he won't be the last. Like, I agree with everything you said, by the way. Yeah, I do feel it is a two-way thing, and it must be frustrating for Oba, knowing that he's not playing in a system that isn't conducive to getting the best out of him. I definitely agree with that. But I think at the moment, if I have to, and even before, I think the form that he's been in the last year and we are seeing improvements. What's improving? Our ability to play to Arteta's system or Aubameyang? There's only one winner in that equation. It's unfortunate. It's sad. I'm not saying he's a bad player. You've got to kind of go with the system, haven't you? You know what I mean?
For sure. Okay, so this is another thing he could have done. What he could have done to help him prevent from this situation. I'm upset that he's been stripped because of this disciplinary situation. He could have just. I reckon he should have taken the armband off him at the end of the season, last season, and
you
started
can't do that, though.
No, this is
What do you mean you can't do that, bro? Why can't he do that?
Wait. He asked Alba, because he even questioned Aubameyang as captain. He did. He's done it in the past. You can Google it. He questioned Aubameyang and said, "Look, this is when he was in a bit of a slump. He said, is the captain's armband weighing a bit too heavy on you?" He asked him if he wanted to be captain. Aubameyang said, "Yes, I'm the captain of this club." And then he's retrospectively asked and acted like this. Like,
okay,
so
James, don't you think that's one of the reasons why we've just got to sit tight, because Arteta's just going to keep making these inexperienced mistakes? Why are you asking the man, is this big for you? I'm taking it from you, bro. I'm taking it from you.
Have that conversation.
I've noticed.
Wait,
hold on,
there's merits on both
sides. The reason why he's asked that question is because he doesn't feel he's up for it. So you remove the thing.
No. Wait.
You're 100% right, Nigerian. You're 100% right, yeah. But there are consequences of doing that as well. If you're taking something away from someone and you're not asking them, there's definitely consequences on that side. I agree with what you're saying. I would do what you said. I would strip it from him. But let's not sit here and pretend that there wouldn't be a negative impact on a player that's had a position of authority and responsibility that they cherish removed from them, because they would.
Is that way to learn to adapt and deal with different characters? Do you know what I mean? I think it's a total mess. I'm not excusing Aubameyang. He's wrong in here, but also I think the lack of experience here, Arteta dealing with big stars, like it happened with Ozil. Ozil talks about what's happened in China and all that happening and all that bad stuff. Arsenal looked at it and said, "We're losing money, silence him." And so it is kind of learning to deal with like big known stars and say, well, Aubameyang is a sort of player, he's a jokey kind of player. He's not going to be serious all the time. And he may not be the right captain, but he is a captain. So you got to deal with him. You got to understand, all right, okay, he's not going to be, for example, the Xhaka that I won, but he's my captain. So therefore I have to work with it. And I think it's total mess, because Aubameyang's obviously he's taken a minute, but at the same time, Arteta hasn't been able to deal with it in a way that like a Mourinho, well, maybe not Mourinho, but someone with pedigree come in and deal with it, been through it, dealt with. I don't
want us to slag off Aubameyang because number one, he's still our player. Number two, he's an important player for the club. However, I just want to ask you, got this comment from Gary. How you doing, Gary? The tattoo vid allegedly was posted by his management. Now, the thing is, if a player has a social media management team behind them, my view is they're not on football 100%. That's my view, is that they're not focused on football 100% when they should be.
That's look, if you've got a management team to worry about that for you, I think that's better. Like they're worrying about all your image stuff.
How do they get I don't mind that, but it's just how do they get the images? How does the social media manager get the images? Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good and well saying he's not serious, but your mind's not on. You're not making. I don't think when you're doing stuff like that. Okay, you've been given time off, whatever. Okay, management company, I want this, or whatever done. I just think it's just. I don't think when you're going through a slump in form, what you should be doing is doing more freaking one-time finishes at the bloody training ground rather than taking photos. Asking your management company.
I think it's just bad timing, isn't it?
Getting a tattoo.
Because it's circumstantial again, like we don't actually has it been confirmed that this was during the time that he was away and then he didn't turn up to the club and he went and get a tattoo? Like it could be. We don't really know. This is what
it's all about timing.
This is going back to that. It's all about timing. Like, I want to. I'm not too bothered about this tattoo because I don't know what the time of it was. This could have happened. No, because look, this could have happened. Because this could have happened like 2 months ago. Yeah, exactly. And again, it's circumstantial. But I want to go back to what Kunle said about Arteta stripping Aubameyang of the captaincy, right? Like, I want to just speak to circumstances a second. Is obviously with your stance on if he's not your captain, strip him, right? that's what you would do if you were the manager, if you had experience and you were like at stature. For me, Arteta came in. He was brand new. Yes, he's inexperienced, but he's literally just signed a 3-year contract. He says he wants to be a legend here, and everything that he was like his persona is I am the captain. I want to have a legendary status at this club. This is who I am, and this is what I'm going to be. Like during the time of when you're saying he should have stripped him, I disagree because of what he was portraying as a player then. And I don't know if you agree or disagree, but that's where my head is. And this is what I'm not blaming Arteta is he's instilling a culture a lot, and a lot of players are respecting it. The young players, you don't hear anything about it bad mouthing Arteta, the coach. They're respecting what he's setting out to do, and this isn't a one-time thing. So this is why I'm blaming Alba 90% of the time on this, because it's his fault. It's down to Aubameyang disrespecting the club and what Arteta is saying.
So this is pretty damning. This is pretty damning. So what do we do with him?
Sell him.
You got to sell him in Jan, bro.
Yeah.
He's gonna.
Nah, but you know what? The reason why
he's 32.
Nah, but look, if you look at the news that's gonna come out tomorrow from Barcelona, Aguero's gonna announce his retirement.
Yeah, bro.
And those are funds that they can use to. If we just say you can have him on a free, just cover his wages, innit? I don't mind just cutting our losses like that.
Yeah.
Wow, you want him gone that bad?
Yeah.
No, do you know what? It's not even about that bad. It's like if he's at the point of no return, I think at the club because his
Wait 1 second, Xhaka was at the point of no return.
You can't have that negativity. You can't have that negativity around the squad training. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be bad juju between him and Arteta, yeah. So
who's done worse? Who's done worse?
It's not even about who's done worse.
Give me a second, right? What I'm saying is you can't have that going into training. Yeah, he's had the captaincy stripped of him. There's going to be animosity between him and Arteta. So I agree with Kunle 100%. Yeah, like at any means, you've got to just cut the cancer at any cost. It will put egg on our face. We lose money, so what? We're a big club. We got big money. We got money for days. Yeah, we don't need to worry about this. Yeah, like what we need to worry about more. What we need to worry about more is him coming to training. Yeah, and then having to face the players that, like James said, are adhering to the culture, are adhering to the non-negotiables, are chiming into the system, and are impacting us positively on the pitch.
But he's being punished now. He's been stripped of the captaincy. He's been cut from 2 squads. What more do you want to do?
That's why I'm saying it's a mess. It's a big mess on Arsenal point of view.
He's been made an example. What more do you want?
Your best players.
I made it clear. I want him to go. Like I said the same about Xhaka. I wanted Xhaka gone.
You're struggling to sell him. You're going to struggle to sell him in January, and you're going to try and get a return on him. But no one's gonna buy.
Listen, all these loans with obligation, loan with an obligation.
But
come on, you don't care. He's got to go away in January.
It has to go, man. It has to go.
You let him go in January.
Okay, wait. Would you rather? Obviously, knowing Abba, I just don't think Abba's ego after this incident will allow him to perform at a high level at Arsenal anymore. His ego's too. Do you know what I'm saying? Volatile. So I'd rather cut my losses than keep paying him 300 racks up until the summer.
Well, we got 3 main strikers that is going to
go and get another one.
Be leaving at the end of the season.
We're a big club.
Okay.
We got keep saying it. We are a big club. Big money. What I'm big alternative. Get a new one. We needed to get a new one anyway.
All right. Okay. So I think we've agreed here that Aubameyang should be stripped of the captaincy. No issues there. And also, I think you guys are dark boy in saying that he should go. Listen, I understand it, but I'm not sure about him being sold or whatever.
But we all said the same thing about Xhaka too, so we're not being different for him than we are for Xhaka.
Yeah, but what has Xhaka done for Arsenal? What's Xhaka done for Arsenal?
He's got to go as well.
We're in the same stance.
But that's the difference, though. Xhaka hasn't done anything for Arsenal.
He's got no credit whatsoever. But let's move on. Let's move on in the discussion. Let's move on in the discussion.
Back then, I've maintained it. I've wanted Xhaka out of the club from the moment he's done that thing with the armband. So my energy is 100% consistent. Yeah, like 100. Yes, Aubameyang has more credit than Xhaka. I agree with that 150%, Lex. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, as a collective, this is what, like, it's not an either-or situation. It's both. We've got to weed anyone with this mentality out of the club. Yeah, and the thing is, the thing that I find annoying, right, is I accept that Arteta's not perfect. I accept he might not be the man that might take us forward and win trophies. Yeah, but what I don't accept, right? What I don't accept, yeah, is when we're doing well, it's the players getting credit, yeah, and when we're doing shit, it's Arteta's fault, yeah. So if this is what he's saying, he needs to do his job.
Sorry, can I just stop you at that point when you said Arteta may not be the man to take us there to get trophies? Arteta, it's looking like it's more of a coincidence. All these players he's having issues with, and yet the club are backing him. All right, the club are backing him, but we as fans have just said he may not be the one. We don't have faith in him being the one to take us there. But there's a cycle of all these players, and I'm thinking it's got to come to a point now where it's just going to keep continuing.
Which players is it?
Look at it like this, yeah.
Saliba,
Aubameyang, right? He was good,
right?
Right, so Aubameyang was good, right? But under Wenger, there was always a problem of how do we play him? Do we play him next to Lacazette? Do we play him on the left? Do we play him here? Do we play him there? Emery had the same problems. Yes, they got tunes out of him. They got tunes out of both of them. But it always came full circle where it was like all of a sudden, now the well's drying up. Now what do we have to flip and change things, yeah? There's never been
golden boot for one season, for God's sake.
Please, Canners, let me just get to the end of
my golden boot winner.
Listen, he was a golden boot winner, and then he fell off the edge of a cliff afterwards. Yeah. What's the difference with Salah? When he wins a golden boot, he gets another one. And
he's still got Klopp as manager. And he's got a well-oiled machine behind him.
Consistency there, yeah?
Right. Yeah, he's got better players behind him and well-oiled machine. Listen, he's a golden boot winner in a shit team.
Right?
He's a come on, man.
Right? Guendouzi, you brought up Guendouzi's name as if he wasn't causing these problems to Emery, as if he didn't go on loan to Hertha Berlin and cause the same problems. Yeah. So why is that an Arteta problem?
What about Saliba then? What about
Saliba's fine?
No, wait, Gunner, 1 sec. What I would say about this thing that worries me about Arteta, like I've said, I'm still Arteta until May. I'll address this in May, if anything else. But what I'm starting to see about Arteta, when he has the big problem, he doesn't really do well with like a Saliba, Guendouzi. When he's got his reaction is to let's get rid of them. There's never let me figure out a way to make it work. He's always like, okay,
I disagree.
Do you think Pep Guardiola would suffer this kind of foolishness? Do you think would suffer this kind of foolishness?
With the players that Pep's always had,
do you think Tuchel will suffer this kind of foolishness? Name one top manager in the world that will suffer this kind of foolishness. Yeah, when our manager doesn't, it's his fault.
Name one top manager that calls out his players like that in public.
But then Arteta's not right for Arsenal.
He's not a top manager, so you can't say him.
He just got 26 trophies by being average.
I'm on about now.
But he did it back then when he was winning shit.
Here's the funny thing: they don't have the players to call out because they've already weeded them out.
You know what? Okay, if you've got a successful team, then maybe you can. But listen, at the end of the day, I don't think Arteta should be calling out players like that in public. That's just my personal point of view. Deal with everything behind closed doors, saying it's disciplinary issue. We've dealt with it as a club. Say no more. That's it. That's all you have to say.
Well, it would have been blown out of the way anyway.
Like Gunnerkin, I agree with what you said, yeah. And I think we all want the kind of same thing. And at that point that you highlighted, whether or not you think, you just said, I don't think that Arteta is going to be the right man to take us there. It just kind of airs up that basically, is it at a point now where we got to start thinking, is he getting the best out of these players?
I want to move on from Aubameyang. I'm sorry, guys. I want to move on.
The thread that I put up yesterday, yeah, right?
The
modern day. Let me finish.
We spent 40 minutes talking about Aubameyang.
The thing about the modern day manager, yeah, and the modern day style of management, yeah, is You don't walk into a squad and try and make players fit the system. It doesn't work, yeah? If they don't fit the system, you have to get players that do fit the system, yeah? And the reality is, these guys don't fit. Even Laka, to a degree, doesn't, yeah? Xhaka, like, all these players don't fit, yeah? Right? And that's probably what is frustrating them. So they need to go somewhere where there is a better fit. At the moment, yeah, management styles are all about systems, yeah? The most successful teams, they have systems. They don't make systems malleable to individual players. They make individual players malleable to their system, or they bring in the players that are malleable to that system. Yeah,
I think we can all agree on that. I think we can all agree on that.
A whole squad of 11 players within a short period of time. Just to counter that, I get what you're saying, but there's not many managers out there in top clubs that comes in and tries to replace pretty much the first 11.
There isn't, but then there's not many managers that go to top clubs that need to replace the first 11. And the more I look at what the squad was, yeah, like to what it is now, yeah, it was terrible. It was
our squad any worse than Klopp's first squad?
Huh? Absolutely.
That Arteta
a Liverpool fan tried to tell me otherwise the other way. I'm not having that. Like, Arteta walked into a worse squad, in my opinion.
So who were Liverpool's bad boys when Klopp came in? Coutinho, and who else?
Sterling.
No, Sterling had left.
Storage.
Is Sterling left?
Yeah, Sterling had left by then.
In terms of the quality, they had players like Skirtle.
Is he a player for something? Like, I didn't remember when Skirtle became a top player.
I think the only 3 players that are left from the previous management regime in Liverpool are Milner, Firmino, and Henderson. Yeah,
that's it.
But
so how can you say his squad was much better than the one that Arteta came into? It's similar stuff, bro. He had a couple of world-class players in this squad when he came in. So
we had world-class players when Arteta came in.
Oh, we didn't have Mesut Ozil, we didn't have Aubameyang. They're not world-class, no?
Fair enough, but were they at that world-class level? Were they at their peak, though?
Well, Abba was. He just won the Golden Boot. Yeah. Well, we can't keep letting this guy off.
The thing is, when I look at peak, was that season where he won the Golden Boot his best season in his career?
For us?
I don't think so. For us, it was, but not in his career. It weren't. No way.
I would say what it was one of. He was on fire. He was on fire. I'd say it was probably up there. Probably it was in the top maybe 5 of his career.
No, I mean, individually, him as a player was at his best season.
Brother, everyone wanted Abba them times there. He could have gone City. He could have gone Real. So he's good enough for that, and that's good enough for being world class for me. If Real and City and all them guys want you, then you're good enough.
I'm just worried because I'm looking at Arteta and I'm looking at this is the decision that's going to either make him or break him. We're going to look back at this at the end of the season and saying, you shouldn't have done that. Or that was the best decision.
But let's seamlessly move on because here's another decision that's going to make or break him. Who replaces Oba as captain?
I think Lacazette.
For 6 months, I agree.
Yeah, because
I honestly think if we can bring someone in that, like Liverpool did. I know Van Dijk isn't the captain, and Henderson is, but you brought in Van Dijk, who's a way experienced player, who's quality, and you see how much he commands respect in that team. And I honestly think this is why I agree. Like, if you don't want to go for the inexperience now, like I don't know, Ramsdale, he's got leadership qualities, but he's a goalie. I'd go for Gabriel, even though you may say his English isn't great. I think if you bring in, he's got a better, but if you bring in someone, I don't know who to suggest off the top of my head, because I'm not going to recruit for Arsenal in the January or the summer. But this is why I agree with King is Lacazette is a leader within the team. I don't care what you say. Like, youngsters respect him. When he comes on, like you can't tell me he doesn't try and play for the club, because he does. Like, even though we say, oh, you're not good enough, whatever, he always gives and he always works. And he hasn't done anything off field either to disrespect the club either. That's why I agree.
I'm not saying he's the best player or that there aren't better captains out there. What I'm saying is what we've all agreed, and what I've heard a number of people say on this show, and that we all know, is that a captain is subject to a higher level of scrutiny than any other player, especially with their performances on the pitch. What would concern me of giving it to a Tierney or a Ramsdale or a Gabriel, certainly even as good as the new players have been, the bench shouldn't be that low to come in and have 14, 15 good games and be able to get the captain's armband of Arsenal Football Club. Listen, I love everything. I love everything about what these young players are doing. Everyone knows that, yeah? But we need to set a standard. 14, 15 good games at Arsenal Football Club should not be good enough to get the armband, right? That's the first thing, right? The second thing, these young players, if they get the armband and then they're not performing, look at the scrutiny that Oba's getting. Imagine Tierney getting that scrutiny at 24 years old. Imagine Ramsdale
got that scrutiny
at 23, you know.
Vieira got that scrutiny when he was like 23, 24.
Yeah, look, these guys are not Vieira. Like, we need to stop comparing.
Yeah, but Vieira wasn't Vieira when he was made captain.
Look, honestly, in Vieira's age,
you're going on hindsight.
Right? No, I'm not.
The captain might make
what I'm
the captaincy made Vieira.
What I'm going on about, right? This nostalgia drawing, yeah, drawing on nostalgia, yeah, from that time, yeah. Social media wasn't rife then. I swear Twitter wasn't even in existence.
So you're saying if it wasn't for social media, Vieira would not have been a captain he was?
No, what I'm saying is that we have to adhere to the age that we live in now, yeah?
Right, but you don't know.
Where young players see and hear everything that is said about them, yeah?
Of course they do.
It's not conducive, yeah, psychologically
Why?
to players' development, yeah? Because,
Adams was captain at 21.
Listen,
he had a season and a half, and George Graham just said, you know what? Any Sansom, you're no longer captain. Tony Adams, boom, here's my captain.
Look, you give it to Lacazette now. You let them get a bit more experience. You let them bed in, yeah? So there's no level of scrutiny in their performance that a captain gets. When Lacazette goes, if it's at the end of the season or if we give him a year extension, by then that gap is bridged. They've got that experience. The experience gap. They've played more games for Arsenal. They've played more games in the
system. How many games then does Tierney need to play then in order to become captain?
For me, right, Tierney should not be captain at this stage.
Why?
Because it's irreversible. Look at everything we've just gone through.
Sex was captain at 19.
Look at everything that we've just gone through with Aubameyang, yeah? You give him the armband, and it starts weighing down on his performances as a 24-year-old. But you don't want to publicly make him embarrassed by taking it back off of him.
Listen.
How old was if he's not Tony, he's not Vieira. Okay, cool. How old was Cesc Fabregas when we made it?
Oh my God! Look, honestly.
No.
You're gonna say because there was no social media. That's why.
Look at that team back then. It had more leaders in it. It had more experienced players around.
Even more reason for him not to be captain.
Hold on.
We have literally got kids everywhere. So
tell me the leaders that were in the team
when the rest of the squad is kids. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Okay.
You can't just say,
"Well, Fabregas had that age."
All right. Guys. Whoa. Time. Gentlemen, please. All right. I said this was going to get a bit kind of heated and it was going to, the emotional levels was going to go. I'm going to take you mans off mute. Right. Breathe. Now, I'm going to run through a few of the comments because there's a whole stream of comments that are coming. So whilst I'll do that, have a sip of your Coke or beverage or whatever you have next to you. And let's all just kind of like, Pepsi, whatever it is. Let's King, it's all good, bro. Listen. This is what GunSlingerz. This is what us as a panel. This is what we do. We debate. No one's got the same opinions as the next man. We're all putting our point across. No one's view is the right one, and no one's view is the wrong one. This is what we do. We're just talking like we would be if we was in a pub, having a few jars. You know what I mean? All right. Here we go. DWTT, what's happening, bro? Laka is next in line for armband. If necessary, change captain in the new year. Give yourself time. Arteta leadership group isn't it? Do you know what? I with what you're saying, King, and James, I get Lacazette coming in and being like your interim captain. My only point of view on that is, and if Edu and Arteta have identified the scope of player they want, and they've brought what you would say leaders and captains. Sambi, captain of Anderlecht,
Odegaard, Norway captain.
Odegaard, captain of Norway. Do you know what I mean? They've been buying leaders as such. Then, for the longevity of their program, wouldn't it be right to kind of throw those because they've scoped them out from technically and mentally. But listen, that's a debate we need to, what we need to have, and this is, and there's no right or wrong answer to that. Nigerian Englishman son, Jack, he's one of our most experienced players. Talking about obviously Lacazette, and it's right. I think he has been disrespected because, as you say, he just gets on with it. He cajoles, he gets on the crowd, and you're right, he's respected. Even though you could say he's in that kind of little clique of like Aubameyang and maybe a couple of the other senior players. He's well liked. Lacazette is well liked, and I don't think it would do any danger making him captain. Yasser Damaska, Chelsea fan. I swear to God, this Ghana guy knows everything. One of your boys?
I don't know. Yeah, probably from TikTok.
It's not his boys, bro. Fans, Yaska, bro. Allow him, fans, man.
Big up Yaska, man.
Yaska, the bald son. Don. No, the bald Don. your son's getting a bit leery, Nigel. What's going on?
It's nothing new, bro. He's been like this for weeks.
Give him a little clip around the ear.
Like this for weeks now, I can't. When they pass after 18, you can't control them, mate.
No, man, you got a little twist up the ear and everything, and tell them sit down. You know what I mean?
Conk on the head, them conk.
Andrew Matadab. Wait a minute. Matadabal. Sorry if I said that incorrect. Oba is finished. I mean, hey, that's another debate. It might be, as you say, a system thing. You know what? If there was a system change, or it might be just one player. It might be the player who plays with Partey, just being that bit more creative and progressive, like thinking in the sense of going forward, looking for the kind of runs that Aubameyang makes. Because if you watch him, when you go there live, when you go to the stadium, you watch Aubameyang makes run after run, and it is pretty sad actually when you watch him making all these runs. He gets knackered. Do you know what I mean? And players don't see it. But
that's why he snatches at chances when he gets them.
Of course, because he's starved. He's starved. Yeah. So when he misses one, that's it. That's his one for the game. That is it. And it looks worse than what it is.
I want to reiterate. I don't think Abba's done.
Tell him, King.
I don't think Abba's done, but I just don't think at Arsenal he can do it anymore. I can confidently say if he went to City in Jan, he'd pop.
Maybe Newcastle might have him.
Oh wow! Come on, don't disrespect the thing.
It's the third breach, though.
We need to develop this ruthlessness, man. I'm sorry, like Lex was saying it the other day on the show. Chelsea. That's what they do.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Toe the line. If you're not shitting, you get off the pot. And I'm sorry, with the senior players, they're not pulling their weight on the pitch. Yeah. So now they're coming off the pitch and they're bringing more trouble to our doorstep. Yeah. So I'm just like, look, this isn't the first time. Is it going to be the last time? Probably not. His career's declining. It's a no-brainer. Get rid of him in January.
No. Sorry. My only issue with Abba losing the captaincy now. My only issue with Abba losing the captaincy now is I think Arteta could have made this decision a lot earlier, so we wouldn't have to deal with all this drama that we're going through right now. Personally, that's my only negative. But he's got to go, bro. He has got to go in January. I think his ego won't allow him to perform after kind of being quote unquote embarrassed in the public and all that sort of stuff. I don't think he'll.
But has he been embarrassed? I mean, I know.
Look at the player Abba is. Yeah. Abba's a flamboyant, flash type of guy. His ego's gonna play a lot of games with him right now, especially this stage of his career. He was just captain. He probably still thinks he's the best player.
No. Head up, totally.
Yeah.
Don't waste the tweet. Obo didn't lose his captaincy due to tattoos. He lost it for being late at least twice, and who knows what else he's done, which is true. Arteta might have just said, you know what, this is the final straw, or the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing, and just said, nah, you're gone. Arteta wants to control his team. no issues with that. Armband should know better. 100%, I agree with that. And your boy's coming in. Who would want him? He's earning around 300k. Yeah, that's.
I don't think Barcelona could afford that.
That's obviously. Sorry, Lex.
I don't even know if Barcelona could afford those wages.
But they've just. I think they were paying that sort of wage to Aguero, and now he's off the books.
Would we take Dembele or Aubameyang swap?
Nah. He's too injury prone for me. Great player, too injury prone, though, man. We don't need any more injury moves.
What, straight swap? No money?
No money, straight swap.
Why not?
He's made of freaking glass, mate. That's why, bro. When
that's why me and Nigerian Englishmen don't agree on so much usually, but today...
you two are brothers today, man. You two obviously we're in the green room saying, you know what? Let's get cannons today.
Once a quarter.
It's a full moon, isn't it? Flipping it, man. Yes, Cannon FC. Loan to Barca paying 60% wages with an obligation to buy it. I think
I'd wear that.
I don't mind that.
I'd wear that.
I'd say mandated option. It would have to be mandated fee. And this is obviously before we all just took a breath. Gary, you hit the nail on the head. Let each other finish. It's so true. We've got some unruly bunch here, man. Flipping it. Arsenal. You Arsenal fans.
We love it.
Arsenal like being headline news. So true.
For the wrong reasons.
Exactly. Tuchel didn't pick his players. There has to be something about experience that helps manager work with what they got. Oh, it must be what we got. Yeah, what he's got. Arsenal need to replace all players for Arteta. Good plan.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Bit of sarcasm there. I hear you, though. I hear you.
I hear that. Rez, how you doing? Oh, I agree with the guy on the bottom right. That's Niger. That's you. It must be you, man.
I know. Big up, Rez. He knows. But guys, what I will say about this Laka thing, yeah, my only issue with Laka is because it's kind of 99% he's gonna leave in the summer. So should we be trying to plan for the future now? That's my only. I'm not against it, him being captain till the end of the season, not necessarily, but because of the fact that he's leaving in summer, I don't know. Should we just start looking for the future now, or should we wait another 6 months? I just don't know, man. It's a bit of a mad one for me.
Well, listen, man.
Well, the thing is, I think what it does is it gives Arteta the opportunity to be able to say to a player, look, when he goes, you're my man. You're the guy I'm going to make captain, yeah? Rather than just thrust him into it, middle of the season, where there's so much to play for and so much scrutiny behind why it's being thrusted on them in the first place. I think that's a better way to do it with a younger captain than just, there you go. You know, like after Xhaka previously disrespected it and had it passed on. At the moment, it's being passed around like a hot cross bun because the person that's wearing it isn't really understanding the weight of what it is to wear it. Yeah, so I think
no respect in our armband right now.
Yeah, there needs to be a bit of stability restored in wearing that armband, and I think look, you give it to Lacazette for 6 months, but then what you're doing within the squad is you're grooming that guy and saying you're going to be at the end of the season when he goes, you're going to be the guy. So start getting used to it. You know, like start speaking to him in training, seeing what he's doing. Like, you know, start seeing what that responsibility looks like before you actually are just thrusted into it. You know, like I just think, and also it gives that player more time to get experience. You know, like, you know, it's a big responsibility, man. Captain of the third biggest club in England. Yeah, you know, like one of the biggest clubs in the world. We need to start realizing how big a responsibility is, and to just cast it off onto one of our youngsters after the previous two guys took a dunk on it.
I know what you're saying, King. However, I don't think it's casting, but I want to ask you all really, I guess, to chime in on this one. For you, what's captain material for you guys? James, what ingredients for you does a good captain, or the next captain then, should we say, of Arsenal needs to have?
I think for me, a bit of self-respect, having some morals that, look, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, and not going against it, because there's been too many times where people have said something and then done the complete opposite. I just want someone that has a bit of humility within themselves and understands what it means to have the captain armband of this club. because it seems so many times that they talk the talk, but they never walk the walk. So I just want someone that has a bit of charisma, has a bit of leadership, understands how big this club is, the honor that you should have within it, and actually transmits that onto the pitch. I want someone that can get the team going when we're down. And I think you've seen it with our away games. You've seen it when we've underperformed. There hasn't been that person on the pitch that has been took ownership and has just gone, right, this is where we're in. We're in the shitter. Let's come out of this. Let's start playing better. You stay here. You do your job. Someone that's no bullshit, says it how it is, and actually cares. Because to be honest, the previous captains, maybe the past 5 or 6, you can argue, I don't know, the odd 1 or 2 may have cared at some point, but it's just I want to stop the disrespect, because I think if we stop that, then we might start to being taken seriously by.
I think the disrespect started with this guy, didn't it?
It's the disrespect started with him, and I hope it ends with Aubameyang, because
I don't know how true that is. Hashtag. Oh, is that obviously for you, isn't it? Hashtag dominant.
Yeah, bro. Not for captain, but for striker in January. Do you know what we should do? We should do a swap deal with Everton. Just give them 50 mil plus Alba, and we'll take DCL.
What, we give them 50 mil plus Alba?
Yeah, bro.
Jesus.
You madman.
Oh my good grief. Listen. Do you know what? In terms of your ingredients for a captain for this club, right? That for me points to maybe one player. I know, Jack, how you doing? You said give it to White or Ramsdale. We're a young team, like it or not. We'll have to be a young. It would have to be a young player, and I agree with that, because Arteta's building something. So why not Tierney? What the player you kind of like, who fulfills everything what you just said there, to me shouts Tierney, screams Tierney.
He's been a captain already.
Does he stay fit? Does he stay fit enough as well? I think you have to bring the fitness question.
You've got everything that I would want in a captain, but is he going to be in the pitch enough? That's the only issue that I have.
Big facts. That way,
yeah. I think he can be. I think he can be. I don't know, like Wes Morgan for Leicester. He played like 5 games in 2 years, and he was the club captain, I guess, in hindsight. But there was other people that did the due diligence, and I think we had a good summer. And as Kunle said, I think Kunle said, we've recruited based on personality and mentality and who these players are personality wise. As Lokonga was captain of Anderlecht, Odegaard's captain of Norway. Like, these players have leadership within them, so I think it's about picking the club captain based on merit, and even if they're not on the pitch, they translate that into how the team performs. So I don't have a problem with Tierney. I genuinely don't. This is why I'd like to say wait till summer. I'm not opposed to, if you were to give it to Ramsdale, like Odegaard, Gabriel, whoever, right? I wouldn't be opposed to it right now, but I just have a feeling we can bring someone in that's like 26, and if we do it right and we get that guy.
So you're saying to purchase someone, bring someone in.
Well, why not? Like, you can have someone, like, you can do it and bring someone in that is, if I'm not saying if you buy someone from Liga and that's like in the 17th place, right? I'm not saying them, but I'm talking like, if we get a star, I can't. We
did want Maddison. He's got his shooting boots on again.
But is he captain material?
Nah, but I'm just saying he's 25. But I'm just saying. Nah, I'm only messing. I don't know who we bring in. Like, again, I can't tell you, but that player, I think there's someone out there.
Oh, Jack has just come up with a perler. Shit.
Maybe, I don't know, but you can do it. Like, if you recruit well enough,
you can do it for sure. But for me, I'd rather give it, if we're gonna risk buying a captain in January, I'd rather just give it to Ramsdale. Because the only reason
I'm not even. This is why I think if we're gonna buy a player that has, we all agree has the qualities that we're looking for within a captain, and they've translated it at other players. That's why I'm saying, if we give Lacazette the captaincy for 6 months, I would then like to see us, if they do, then potentially go out and buy someone that has the right materials to be a captain.
No, I totally get that. I mean, It's going to be a massive
for me.
debate.
This captain thing can never go
For
to
me-
a striker again for Arsenal.
No, bro, that's been that.
The thing is,
unless for me, because and what I'm saying as a striker, unless you can do what a Messi can do, strikers should not be captain because there's not one striker that, let's say my team's losing, that's going to pick up the ball from his own half, dribble or whatever, do something to get the crowd hype. And then, do you know what I'm saying? Those strikers doing that. It's usually like a defender or defensive midfielder or a centre midfielder. They're able to see more of the pitch than a striker, for example. So for me, my two captains would be Tierney and Ramsdale personally for this new young squad that we're developing. I'd pick those two personally because Ramsdale's clearly made a massive impact. He clearly is so confident that he's coming like, I've been here for 5 years. That's how he's acting on the pitch for me.
I think the bar should be higher than 15 good games for this armband. For this massive club. Number one.
That's why I said Tierney is my number one.
Number two. I just with what James said about buying a captain, I think that Maguire got bought and he got elevated to captain very quickly, and that has been a terrible experience. Like I think
poor recruitment in it.
Yeah, if you buy a player, I think they've at least got to bed in, and they've at least got to earn the respect of the other guys that they're leading. You know, they can't just be elevated to that station as soon as they bought in.
Tierney's done that.
You know, like the players are going to be like, yeah, I do think Tierney's done that. You know, like, but I maintain that I don't want Tierney's performances open to the level of scrutiny of captain just yet. And also the injury thing with him staying fit. I don't want a captain getting the armband who can't do 35 games a season to save his life. I can't deal with that. Like it's got to be someone that's there, come what may, all the time. Yeah, like, and I think with what James said, which would be good with the Laka situation, is it gives us 6 months to assess how we can do on the fitness side of things until the end of the season as well, to see if mentally and physically his body's ready for it.
It's a good shout.
It's not the worst idea to give it to Laka until summer. It's not the worst.
No. I think
it's for the future. That's what I'm thinking.
It depends how quickly, I guess, Arteta wants his project process, whatever it is, he wants, you know, he wants to be, you know, put into effect, and that might be a young captain to be put in place. But I don't believe that he would put someone young in place. I actually think it will be someone like Lacazette. Yes, Barbados MUFC, Big Phil. Can I be blunt? Sure, bruh. Of course you can. Not sure if you guys would put this comment on screen, but let's be real. Maguire was made captain because he was expensive. He's a defender and also also the color of his skin. I don't listen. Number one,
ask Big Phil at the time where Maguire was made captain. Who else could have been captain of Man United?
No one.
At that time?
Listen, Maguire is a natural leader, right? I'm going to put this out there. And the reason being is obviously because I know that the people within the professional game have spoken about him as such, i.e. Southgate, and also the players within the England squad, how they perceive him as well. So I'm guessing that he is a leader one of the leaders that you'd get in the dressing room. I remember watching some of the Amazon All or Nothing thing on Tottenham, and I was shocked actually that Sissoko was one of the leaders in the dressing room. But Mourinho found it out kind of very, very quickly. And the thing is, a captain or someone who has a lot of actual kind of influence in the dressing room is not always the most vocal on the pitch. Just thought I'd throw that one in there. But anyway, I think what's his name?
Interesting though. I don't want to make this a United show. Obviously, you know I've got my live tick going on here. Shout out Man United 785. He's saying Bruno should have been captain. De Gea could have been captain. Bruno obviously came after Maguire.
They're the only two people really who could be captain.
Maguire was already captain before Bruno
already
came
been
up.
made. Yeah, he had been. Yeah, like a season before. De Gea maybe. But I think at that time, I don't know what De Gea's performances were like, but
they were.
But yeah, no. My
point around that time, I think.
Yeah, my point of bringing a guy in and then just being like, you're my captain now. I just think it's a good idea in practice, but I think definitely there needs to be a track record. There needs to be something demonstrable that player's shown within their own squad, even if they've been a captain at another club. Like I can't think of the last big club that's bought a captain. They might have bought the player in and elevated them to captain afterwards, but in terms of like buying
I don't think that's done. I don't think it's done like that.
Don't really move around like that, man.
No, I don't think it's done like that. Maybe wrong. I mean, guys, if anyone watching, if you've got any players that have moved, in the comments, put them in.
It should always be something you earn, man. And when I say earn, I don't mean like, wow, you were a really good leader in that squad and in that team. Like, no, you've got to come here now. And you're here now. Like, the stripes you've got to earn are here. Like, you've got to get that respect from your peers in this squad, from this manager, from these fans. Like, I just think for me, that tradition should never die. Like, not just with our captain.
No, I agree with that 100%. You've got to know the club. You've got to know the history of the club. You've got to know what the club bleeds.
Whoever our next captain is, I believe they need to call in O'Leary, Adams, Vieira to sit down with them, man, and educate them what it means to be a captain of Arsenal. Like, this is not a joke thing. Yeah, literally, it's not a joke. Like, you can't disrespect that captain's armband. It's a big deal. I mean, I don't agree with Paul Merson on a lot of things, but he did say something about the Arsenal captaincy has just been disrespected. It's like, of course, down now. Like, and we need to make a proper statement. So, in terms of what Gunnar was saying about leaving it till summer to make a proper decision, maybe it could help. Like, not having him to make a big decision right now, get him a chance to look at maybe but the only thing that annoys me is that this season, Xhaka and Rob Holding have been captains of our club. You do know that, right? And that upsets me. That actually upsets me. So if Laka's clearly going to be our main man till the end of the season. So maybe.
But the thing is, though, to obviously aid your point, I think it's horrible and it's really sad that this club, within the last decade and a half, we've stripped 3 captains of the captaincy. That's ridiculous. Yeah, you're right. That's the word. Embarrassing.
It's actually embarrassing.
Yes, it's a mess.
It dejects me, man. It actually depresses me.
It does.
No, you're right. It comes from the top as well, though.
No, you're right. It does, and it filters down. Yeah. And I think it kind of like in that 15-year period, we've been in decline, and we've been going through some shit.
Yes.
I mean, even Arteta was captain. What kind of captain? Was he a good captain? Was he exactly?
Did he even play when he was captain, Rob? He was injured all the time.
He was a damn sight better captain than Aubameyang, man. Don't sleep on him as a captain, man. He wasn't that bad. He wasn't the best, but he did. I don't think he really put a foot wrong as a captain, to be honest. But
so, guys, I want to wrap up. I know that there was still some messages coming in. Sorry for all of them. I didn't get to read out. It's just been a nuts stream, and it's great. Basically, with all the interaction we've got. And listen, man, Gunslingers won't be Gunslingers if we didn't get a little bit. Hey, you know what I mean? That's what emotions run high.
Smoke. Everyone's getting smoked.
Smoke.
No one's safe, bro.
Everyone's getting it, man.
That's what it's about. That's why gunslingers are gunslingers, man. Listen, guys. I mean, I know we were never probably gonna agree who would be captain, but just a quick one. I want one player from you all who would be your next captain. I'm gonna start with yourself, Niger. Who would you be a captain? Next captain. Not excluding only who we going to be captain. From summer start of next season.
Okay, Kieran Tierney for me.
James.
Gabriel.
King.
Laka.
No. From you say he's going to be here in the summer.
Just going to be in the summer.
Starting next season. Our captain from starting next season.
Oh, right. Got you. Sorry, I wasn't. Tierney. It would have to be Tierney, yeah. It would have to be. If it's going to be someone that's going to be
Yeah. I would have said Laka until the summer, then Tierney.
Yeah.
Cool.
Canners, don't try and duck it. Canners trying to dodge it.
I was trying to duck out quick. I was going to say, well, yeah. You know what? I personally, I've got two players actually that I wouldn't mind having.
You get one. One and only one.
Tierney. I think he embodies everything, for a true captain. He has all the right ingredients that I want. So, guys, Gunslingers, listen, we're done, man. We've killed this one to death. But we've got lots and lots of content coming your way. King, I know you've got something coming up soon. You had a great show yesterday with the West Ham guys. What's next on Gunner King's Court? What's coming up?
Yeah, I'm going to try and get in contact with some Leeds fans now. I'm going to speak to doing a match roundup with Alfie and Louise again.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
After the West Ham game.
Would that be on the Thursday?
Now, potentially, yeah. Potentially. I need to speak to Tony about that and those guys as well. But
cool.
What I'm also going to do is get in contact with a Leeds fan and we've got to start this transfer situation out now, man. January is literally a few weeks away. So
so the King's Court will be coming back.
Talking about the market. Yeah.
100%. Guys, that's Gunslingers, boys. Oh, it went off today. Enough slinging. and it wasn't just gunsmoke. It wasn't just gunsmoke. Guys, wicked. Bless. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.